Hello and happy Motivational Monday to all of my Virgos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. It may be still Sunday when you watch the video, but the moon is in Libra, moving into Scorpio. You already have the questions for Scorpio in the last video. We know by now, if you've been tuned into my channel, that Motivational Monday readings are an extension of Sunday's readings, right? So this is an extension. Your season in 2023 officially starts on the exact same day that your ruling planet Mercury goes retrograde on the 23rd. So lots of things going on, lots of things that's going on right now. So as the moon moves from Libra, which is peaceful balance, you protecting your peace in both your personal and your professional life, it's going to move into Scorpio. One of Scorpio's ruling planets, Mars, is currently retrograde. Pluto is currently retrograde. And Pluto is the planet of power and transformation. So when you think about Pluto, I want you to think about purging and renewing, cycles of birth and death, taboos, power, secrets, survival, metamorphosis, transformation, control, right? So source is saying that you're breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. Whether you realize it or not, you may not realize exactly which ones you're breaking, because Pluto is the farthest from the sun and it's an outer planet. But the source is saying to you, yeah, you are. You were, the baton was passed to you to break some kind of a generational cycle, chain, and curse. You have to decide which circle, chain, and curse you're breaking. Let's go. All right. So I have this book, The Alchemist, up because when the moon is in Scorpio, it really speaks to your alchemical transformation, right? And so somebody is learning how powerful they are, to stop overthinking things and to take action, right? As you move closer and closer towards your financial independence. Here we have the Sun card. Remember I said Pluto is farthest from the sun? You're breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses, but while you're in your life purpose, you'll see exactly what chain, cycles, and curses you're breaking. This has been an uphill climb for somebody. Uphill climb. So Source doesn't want you to overthink things. Source wants you to take off the blindfolds about things and see how blessed and highly favored you really are. And ask yourself, why am I allowing energies that cause hurt and pain, or accuse me of causing hurt and pain in their lives? Why am I giving them so much of my energy? Where people are blaming you for everything. Here we also have the Six of Swords and the Knight of Swords. When people are blaming you for everything, they're not taking accountability for the role that they played in either the breakdown of communication that's causing all kinds of thoughts, breakdown and feeling powerless, or you feeling powerless, or whatever the case may be. Source is saying to you, you can stop the madness whenever you want to, because every time you look back over some things, you're in fight mode. I'm upset, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, of something. And these are people that you love, people who are close to your heart, right? And this is what you're making room for. So this sword right here is cutting down all the obstacles, so where you can see where there's fertile soil for seeds for you to plant in your garden. And this is financial independence that you're moving towards, Virgo. So also know that this is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. Some of you all have been sending me some ideas for Virgo season. You all know that I love to do giveaways. Ever since I started my channel on YouTube, I do giveaways for every Zodiac sign when it's your season. So if you want to, and thank you to you, those of you all who have been sending me ideas. But if you want to send me some ideas, my number is below, 202-460-3205, but it's in the description. Send me your ideas of what you think, Virgos would want for, giveaways. It's just my way of saying thank you to you all for tuning in and supporting the channel. Whether you subscribed or not, it's just my way of saying thank you, right? So if you're a cross watcher and Virgo is somewhere in your birth chart, it's open to you as well, as I open it up to every, because I want you all to start getting more familiar with your birth chart and where those zodiacs, getting connected, familiar with those placements in your birth chart and what all of that means. So stay in your light, stay in your creative life force. Source will show you how you break in generational cycles, chains, and curses. And also it'll take some of the pressure off of you feeling like I got this whole boulder on my shoulder, right? For example, let's say, for instance, you're the first person to think about going to college. Let's just say that, right? let's say you graduated, and so you had a guidance counselor that said, you know what, you would be the first person to go to school in your family. I remember you telling me that your mom or somebody told you you'd be the first person to go to school in your family. But you're fighting against a lot of people that are saying, no, you don't need to go to college. All you need to do is get a job, start your business. That's a big old scam and blah, 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 blah. But somebody planted that seed. And so you go home, you talk to your parents. It's like, no, you don't need to go to college. We did fine. You didn't have to go. So you feel like you have zero support at home, right? And so let's say your second year in college, you start a family, right, with someone. You meet somebody, y'all start a family together. But at least the baton was passed to you. Even if it wasn't passed to you from somebody in your family, trust me, somebody in your family thought about going to school. And so that seed was planted in your mind. If you think real hard, they may have even said it at one point. Yeah, I had plans on going to school, but just didn't work out that way. That kind of thing, right? Passed on to you. You have kids, or you father kids or whatever, or something else happens where you're not able to finish. Maybe you ran out of money, you had to go to work for the family. Something could have happened where you weren't able to finish. And so you have kids, and you tell your kids, well, hey, you know what? I was the first person to go to school, and and I wasn't able to finish because of X, Y, and Z. I had to help the family take care of whatever. You planted that seed in your kids' mind, and then they go to school and they finish school. So you don't have to feel like the whole shebang is on you. Whatever the thing that you're breaking, you are, or whatever it is, you're breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. The overthinking comes from loved ones. We got a lot of loved ones here. Some of those people say, yeah, you tried, but you didn't get a chance to finish. Or, yeah, you ended up just like we did. You ended up having kids early and all of this other stuff. Source is saying, forgive them because they were coming up against the same thing you were coming up against. And every time you think about it, it puts you in fight mode. I'm so frustrated. I'm so angry. That was just one example for somebody. Bottom line is that you are breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. You came from a lot of hurt and pain and deep disappointment. But guess what? Source is saying everything is fine. You're going through another transformation in life. And Pluto is taking everybody through transformation after transformation after transformation. It's like, oh my God, when does it end? Pluto is the planet that'll cause you to have an emotional roller coaster. Like, when does it end? Here's some good news for somebody. You're already in your purpose. So whatever work that you're doing is perfect. Everything is perfectly aligned for you. So that's where you can say, I don't have to carry the weight of all of this on my shoulder by overthinking something that's cutting into my money. I can know when to stop it. Like, so somebody's coming to you constantly asking you for money, or you paying out of your pocket, and people are saying to you, you didn't have to do all of that. Nobody asked you to do that. What's your motive? Okay, thank you for saying it. I can go ahead and cut off the financial piece of it. You don't even have to overthink it. This is when you become more conservative when it comes to overthinking something having to do with your money. Somebody's going to feel like a huge responsibility is off of their shoulders. A huge one is off of your shoulders. Here we have the eight of wands. It's going to be quick progression of things because something is now off of your shoulders. The weight and the responsibility of feeling like I'm the only person that can carry this thing to the finish line. That's why when you're watching races on TV and people are getting to whatever, they finish their part and they hand that baton off to the next person. It's all for the team. I'm doing it for the team, right? Whether people appreciate it or not. Some of the family members are some of the spectators. I'm just talking about in the spirits. Some of your families are like the people that's in the nosebleed seats or in the stands, clapping and cheering. Some of them are cheering from somebody else. You got to be that laser focused. I got to grab that baton and keep on moving forward towards the finish line, finishing my portion of the race, right? Without feeling like I got to run the whole lap for everybody. Here we have the Hierophant card. Somebody has an innate spiritual understanding of why things are the way that they are, and that's what's also going to give you some relief as well, right? It's almost like being married to a person who feels like you've seen them succumb to powerless and passive behavior, and you see that same thing in one or two or three of your kids or whatever. You're like, okay, Now that I understand where it came from, it makes sense. So I don't have to be that angry and frustrated and operate in unforgiveness or anger and all of that. I can just move on from something, right? And I can start focusing on my own legacy. This is somebody's ancestor off here looking at you. You and your person working on your legacy. That you and that person could be love interest, but it can also be a business situation as well. So Source is just giving somebody some time to kind of really pull it together. Those clouds are behind you now. So Source is saying the storm is over. You're on the other side of something, right? And here we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So Source is saying to you, a lot of information has come to you about why people are the way that they are. You can either choose to try to change them, which you don't have the power to do. Like, I don't have the power to change. We don't have dominion over each other. So you can either try to change people by complaining about why they are the way that they are, or you can say, okay, let me extend some grace and make a decision as to how I want to move forward with something. If I continue giving them access to my universe, then they need to know my evolution and that I'm not afraid of being by myself. If that means I got to cut them off, or I need to go ahead and make a change to go ahead and release it, because every time I think about their energy in my universe, it puts me in fight mode. I'm suspicious of everybody. I don't trust anybody. I'm not even myself. I'm cutting into my own reputation, my own money, everything. Got me out here looking crazy, right? So Source is saying release the burden. Like I said, for somebody, I see new and exuberant love coming across somebody's path. Here we have the Eight of Cups. We also have the Princess of Cups, the Strength card, the Page of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and also coexist. See, coexist. This is interesting because we have the Strength card and also coexist. This is interesting because a lot of people would expect for you to coexist with them when they don't even know where they're going in life, right? It's like the spiritually sight impaired asking someone else who is spiritually sight impaired, like who is leading this thing, right? Right? You don't know what your purpose is. I don't know what my purpose is. We just both stumble around in darkness, right? Or I know what my life purpose is, and I'm not trying to control yours because you have purpose and you have greatness and value as well, but we're unequally yoked. And your loss and confusion and constantly blaming everybody is throwing me out of alignment with my purpose. So I have to decide how much longer I'm going to deal with this, right? So I see somebody being able to defend their decision to move on from something without coming across as defensive at all and just staying in your light. Here we have the Eight of Cups. You have clear vision, spiritual vision. Now that you've taken the blindfolds off about some things, whether the blindfolds look like rose-colored glasses that were forcibly removed or they were gently removed, now you know. Now you know, right? And I'm proud of how I'm able to keep my composure. Because if I was stumbling around in the darkness like I was in the wilderness, I would have been acting like a wild animal, right? You know, like people, they operating in fear. They racing from this place to that place and this place to that because they scared. They nervous, right? You're not nervous or scared. Source is cooking up something really nice for you because of your obedience. You're able to control your composure. But at the same time, you're able to say, you know, very peacefully, because that's the peace you have inside of you, Virgos, that doesn't work for me. Because you learn how to coexist. These are your planetary alignments. This is your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and the other planetary alignments. You've learned how to coexist with self. So you know exactly what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Here we have the Princess of Cups. And there are going to be some people that's shocked. I mean, there's going to be some people that's shocked at your calmness. We have the Princess of Cups here, right? Somebody could be battling all kinds of demons. Incubus, succubus demons. It's kind of, you know, it's so many different messages in your reading, right? The reading will be an hour if I share with you every little thing that's in the reading. But the bottom line is that you've created very firm boundaries, and if something is putting you in fight mode, where every time you think about it, you go on a script in your mind. I'm gonna say this to this person. I'm gonna do that to this person, and I know this, and I'm suspicious of every little thing, and I'm in fight mode. Then it has to go to the root of why you're in fight mode. Who is it? What is it? That root is inside of you. What is irritating your peace in your personal or your professional life? And then who Who is attached to that disruption? That's what I need to get to. Who is attached to that disruption, right? Because you can end up going off on the wrong person because you're not addressing the root of something. And guess what that'll do? Cut right into your reputation. It'll cut into your money. It'll cut into your self-esteem. It just cuts into unnecessary stuff when really source is saying to somebody, it's time to pull some things together. High Priestess, we have the Lover's card, the Two of Wands. We also have the King of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and then also the Queen of Wands, right? So the High Priestess and the Lover's card. So someone's intuition is extremely heightened, and I see some kind of partnership in love and or in business coming somebody's way. So whatever it is concerning loved ones, and that's everything under the loved ones umbrella, not just blood relatives, married into the family, married to, partnered with, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Source is saying to you, you're out of the wilderness. When you were in the wilderness, you were acting like this, preying on somebody's weaknesses, right? I got to see if they got a weak moment, then I got to go in for the kill like a lion. But that's not who you are. See, this lion is on a leash. You have learned how to tame that inner lion in you, that inner want to go off on somebody. You've learned how to tame that. And so now you've learned how to use it for your good for all of these fire ideas. You're in the light. King of ideas. I'm talking to men and women. You have tons of ideas that you're going to use moving forward. That's going to make you a lot of money. It's going to bring you a lot of opportunities. You also have the Queen of Wands. This was the Two of Wands, by the way. Somebody have a better relationship with self, right? You're a divine feminine sign, but somebody is now balancing out that divine masculine energy. That's the I will take action, right? I will and the action. Here we have Queen of Wands. I see somebody feeling happy, charismatic, and free. Why? Because something that was burning you out is no longer a responsibility. It's out of your hands. You're like, thank you, Source. I can get back to tending to my own inner child. I can get back to doing things with a group of people that love doing the same things that I like to do. You know, we have some of the same things. I can go back to doing some things that I feel like, you know, I may have neglected for a minute. Somebody definitely neglected their own inner child for a minute, being burned out, you know, by something else. So energetic clearing, there it is. During crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. Yep. It wasn't meant for certain people to go along with your go into your financial independence with you, to go into your legacy wealth with you. It just wasn't meant. And Source kept trying to send messages to somebody, and somebody just didn't want to hear it because it had something to do with family members. Somebody was so afraid of being by themselves and just like, wow, I can't believe that I come from a space or I keep attracting a bunch of hurt. Like, what is it? Why do I keep attracting a lot of hurt? Somebody came from a lot of hurt, a lot of unhealed hurt, right? Pleasure. Yeah. So this is where you're getting back into doing things that you love to do for you. Is it roller skating? Is it swimming? Is it learning how to play an instrument or reconnecting with an instrument or, you know, dancing? Like, what is it that pleases you? That's what Source is trying to get everybody to. But it's in a peaceful way, right? So nothing is yet set in stone, meaning that learning how to go along with Source's flow. You all are a mutable sign. You see mutable moon here. Source is saying don't go along with humans' flow of things that's disrupting your peace. Go along because of fear, embarrassment, shame, the length of time you may have put into something. And, you know, and I had high hopes for X, Y, and Z. Sources like we just don't have control over other human beings. So you can have high hopes for your adult kids. You can have high hopes for your parents. You can have high hopes for, you know, your friends. You can have a whole lot of high hopes all over the planet if you want. But if other people are not doing it themselves, then, you know, Source is saying to you, if people are not ready to vibrate on that same frequency that you're on, you'll find yourself really burning yourself. So that's why you see so much fire here in the cards. You'll literally find yourself burning yourself out. So you don't need to do all of that. You don't need to do all of that. When I tell you some people are going to be in for a rude awakening because You are choosing you. That's what's happening here. And I do see I see somebody getting some grant money or something coming across somebody's path so they can do their something focusing on your legacy. Some kind of money is coming across. You've been working hard on something and money is coming across your path so that you can stay focused on your purpose. The reason why you are here on earth, not somebody else, you. The impact that you're making in people's lives is really gonna shock you. Really, like, wow, I put so much of my fire into something that was burning me out when I could have been putting my fire over here with all these great ideas and changing people's lives. That's what it's gonna feel like, Virgo, because somebody's gonna say to you, you have no idea how much seeing how willful you are, like doing the things that you love to do, inspired me. You know what I'm saying? Like, speaking of Virgos, I don't think that, and I think she probably knows to some extent. I think that, any celebrity, if you look at any celebrities that are Virgos, sometimes people, because you all are such a meticulous sign, you don't even realize how people celebrate you living in your truth, right? So Beyonce is a Virgo, Zendaya is a Virgo, she's a model. Blake Lively, an actress, she's a Virgo. Salma Hayek, a Virgo. Cameron Diaz, Keanu Reeves, Idris Elba, Melissa Carthy, Chris Pine, Nick Jonas, the singer Pink, Michael Jackson, and Adam Sandler, Keke Palmer, Jada Pinkett Smith, Jennifer Hudson, Shania Twain, Jack Black, Prince Harry, Colin Firth, Amy Poehler, Tom Hardy, Lily Reinhart, Sean Connery, and the list goes on and on and on. These energies may not even understand how they may have impacted your lives, my life, other people's lives, all because that attention to detail in things and just saying, you know what, I'm living in my light. I'm living in my, living in my purpose. I know why I'm here. I'm excited to get up and change my little portion of the world, change people's lives, allow my vulnerability to shine through. That's why some people are going to be shocked that your adaptability being a mutable sign is you're adapting to source's purpose versus them trying to lead you into their darkness, their chaos and confusion, right? So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you all. That is what I'm seeing for you all. So it's not about whether you like certain people or don't like certain people, or you don't like what they've done, or some of those names I share with you may feel like they didn't make a positive impact on you or whatever. Source is saying when you are in your purpose, Virgo, and you are a cheerful giver of your life experiences, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, continuing to work hard and be the meticulous, I analyze sign that you are, and you see that other people's lives are changing because you know what you know what your life purpose is, and you're proud of the fact that you're not lost. That's what this person is. This person is like, I'm not lost. I'm creating an infinite amount of resources that's actually changing the world. That's what that infinity symbol is on this card. So here we have Pegasus. Break free, dear one. Spread wide and far, for you aren't containable. You are limitless. That number 0 adds value to this number 3. That number 3 means that you were born to inspire. That number 0 is God's number. So it's like with God, I know I'm born to inspire. I'm trying to touch as many people's lives as I possibly can. However, I can touch it through a book, through my readings, through my stage presence, through my art, through however, right? However source. So somebody is definitely fired up, fire ideas and changing the world one person at a time. making your impact, on the world, one person at a time. So this is amazing, Virgos, when I look at your car. So as you move towards Virgo season, and like I said, for 2023, Virgo season starts the 23rd of August, which is the exact same day that your ruling planet, yours and Gemini's ruling planet, this is Gemini right here, ruling planet goes retrograde. Excellent time. Retrograde is actually a really good thing. And so this is your pivotal moment. Number 5. There he goes. I am adaptable. But who are you adapting to? Them or source, right? So flexibility is your forte. When life throws you a curveball, you can easily adapt to new circumstances and find excitement in the unexpected change. Be brave and bold in your endeavors. The number 5. That's right. That number 5. That number 5. That number 5. That number 5. Last card and let's close it out. Last card and let's close it out. Abundance. Affirmations for abundance. Abundance is my birthright, period. There's a piece of pie with my name on it. Money flows to me easily and freely. I'm attracting everything that I need for this season. I let go of what weighs me down. Opportunities align with my purpose surround me. I am true to myself. That is what I have for you all, Virgo. So let's get ready for Virgo season. Like I said, if you want to send me your ideas for, some of you all have already sent me ideas. And keep sending those ideas so we can make Virgo season fun. All right, let's and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.